I'm in no fear of anybody ever ripping off my store, because you can't rip it off because it's me. Somehow I took my room as a kid and my studio as an adult and my taste and my sensibility, which changes all the time, and made a store concept out of it. In a lot of ways, it's like I test market everything. I buy all this stuff, usually retail myself, and if I like something, I'll turn to my assistant and I'll be like, listen, this book is great, contact this company, figure out how we get these books, how we sell them. And that's really how it happens. It'll be like something I buy and like, and then we just find the company and see how they distribute and how we can get the stuff. But like I said, ultimately it's my taste, my sensibility, so you can't copy this. Hi, I'm Keith, and this is Kustom Kulture, gallery and tattoo shop. I mean, as a kid, my brother used to hand down a lot of stuff to me. I got a lot of Ed Roth stuff handed down. Chopper magazines and kind of Rat Fink toys and stuff like that. A lot of like the models and a lot of the monster cards, trading cards with the Cars and Monster cards, and like I said, old Chopper magazine, which was one of Ed Roth's magazines, so there'd be ads for his posters and shirts and stuff in there. So it's probably my earliest artistic influence, other than the pop stuff as a kid that you see, like, you know, Sesame Street and Bugs Bunny and Warner Brothers. All of that really has a big influence on me as well. So that's pretty much where the influences come from, mostly pop culture. And then as I got older, I guess what you would call sub-pop culture or lowbrow or whatever people are calling it now. So custom culture art pretty much birthed in Southern California. It was the founding fathers of the custom culture art form are Ed Roth, Von Dutch, Robert Williams, and pretty much from those three guys, the kind of lowbrow family tree like springs out from there. So those guys are pretty much like the Mount Rushmore of custom culture, and then it really trickles down to the people who are doing it today. And then there's all of the tattoo culture that influences me, everything from Sailor Jerry, American traditional tattooing, and then neo-traditional tattooing, which is, you know, what all the kids are putting their spin on, like the Sailor Jerry thing is really cool. Then there's new school tattooing, which incorporates almost like cartoon, graffiti, Disney-esque, more cartoon illustration and like special effects lighting and stuff in new school. And now people are doing more fine art tattooing, which is like the next level, I think, of modern tattooing, is to do stuff that's not confined by the line. For lack of a better word, it's like a painterly feel, doesn't rely on heavy outline, doesn't rely heavily on black shading. Still, you know, in tattooing you still need contrast and stuff for the tattoos to look right versus canvas and paper and stuff. I try to enter myself into between 4 and a half a dozen shows a year. And now, for doing it for 4 years, 5 years, I have a little network of shows that I'm involved in, and also a network of artists where we turn each other on to shows. And there's a lot of these like tattoo galleries like our place. I mean, when we first opened up, we were one of the first few, but now it's like every other tattoo shop is a gallery. And you know, I don't mind that at all, because I think we're very specific here. But what's cool about it for young artists, tattoo or otherwise, is its venues. I think the public is less impressed with imagination and more impressed with reproduction. I think people are more impressed when they see something that they can relate to what they see on a daily basis. To the mainstream viewer, saying something looks real is like, they feel the ultimate compliment to you is to say, wow, you drew that doorknob and it looked so real. Whereas I think to creative people, they'd much rather kind of do their vision. I have a friend, Dave DeVries, I think, who's great at that. He's got a project called The Monster Engine. We feature his work in the store here. We sell his book. We take commissions for Dave. He'll take a child's scribble and apply real-world lighting and texture to it, and it looks like a real thing, a quote, real thing. That's the thing. I think the next step is have imaginative designs that have real-world effects on them. I think as an artist, you can either have a if it ain't broke, don't fix it attitude, where you're not going to do anything and you're just going to stay where you're at, or you have to progress. You have to be a perpetual student. And the thing is, man, There's something to learn from everybody. Better than you, worse than you. I mean, you got to take the time to think. Instead of looking at a piece of artwork or a tattoo and being like, man, that sucks, I hate that. To me, that is just like the most pointless conversation to have with yourself or with anybody else. You got to say, why don't I like it? You know, if you're getting that strong of a response to something and you dislike it that much, well, you know what the worthwhile lesson in that is, what about it do I hate? There's just as much to learn from the bad art as the great art, because you could look at the great art and be like, what turns me on about it? And you could look at the quote bad art that you don't like and be like, what turns me off about it? Learn from every situation, because you're in those situations for a reason.